Webheads, guess what February 2nd is? Yeah, we know it's New Comic Book Day. We all know that, right? No, it's not just freaking Groundhog's Day. February 2nd is yours truly's birthday. Doesn't get any better than that. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, I am bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comics for February 2nd, 2022. That's right, guys. It's never too early to start the pull list for next week. And hopefully this list does help you make decisions on what comic books to buy. But before we get started, guys, let's give a little shout out to MutantBeaverComics.com, shall we? Yes, Mutant Beaver Comics is the worldwide exclusive comic store that has over 1,000 exclusive comics in their shop. They provide the best packaging, they have ultimate customer service, and guys, you definitely won't be disappointed with these comic books. So if you go onto the website and you decide to pick up something, use that promo code CORNER10 as you will save 10% off of your entire purchase and future purchases after that. So again, guys, MutantBeaverComics.com. Don't miss out. All right, guys. So yes, it is my birthday. Hopefully these comic books are good to me. And let's kick off this countdown with the hot seat. And the hot seat is a brand new #1 book that is getting ready to come out. And that is Sabretooth issue 1. For the longest time, since Powers of X and House of 10 or House of 10 and Powers of X, whatever the hell it's called, we've saw that Sabretooth has been in the depths of Krakoa, right? And we're like, how's this dude ever come out? And then we're always thinking about it in the back of our heads, like, all right, when is Sabretooth going to come out? Well, this is the time. He's being released. What mayhem is he going to cause? What revenge is he going to, get out of people, or if anything at all? So then you're probably wondering, well, if you're so excited about this, Mike, like, why is this on your hot seat? Well, it's because X-Men books haven't been all that great lately, and I feel like this is something that should have been released when Hickman was actually doing it, not after the fact. So even though I am anticipating this, I won't hesitate to drop this if this is not an interesting story. We'll see how he came out of that pit and how he survived it. Next, on the rise. This is the book where I always think it's always getting better every time I read it, and this is Spider-Woman. This is issue 19. Spider-Woman's a really good book, guys, and I don't hear anybody ever talking about it. I am surprised it has lasted 19 issues, though, and it has not gotten canceled. The creative team on this is absolutely awesome, okay? These guys work so well together. The artwork is full of action. It's gritty. It's dark. Jessica Drew has an awesome personality where she's constantly, angry and intense, and it's just in your face all the time. I really enjoyed it. And then in the last issue, we wound up finding out that it's connected to Devil's Reign, and Jessica does battle against the Kingpin, and she realizes that there's a particular person in her past that's basically going after her son. And when you saw the last page of the issue, you were like, oh shit, right? So like I said, this is in-your-face action, and you gotta love Jessica Drew's personality in here. It's so good, man. Try out Spider-Woman. I don't think you'll be disappointed. 28 pages, $4. All right, next, coming in at number 10, we have the Return of Geiger. This is Geiger 80-page giant. Now, I don't think this is actually Geiger in this book, but it's the Mad Ghost imprint. It's the Geiger universe, and we are definitely getting introduced to a new character. His name is Redcoat. So that's how we're starting everything off here. And then you're going to get other short stories that have to do with other characters in the universe. So I think this is going to be quite exciting. If you guys love Jeff Johns' writing, if you liked Geiger, if you feel like you want to invest in this Geiger universe, this is a book that you're going to want to pick up. The only drawback from this is that it is 80 pages, right? So you get a lot for your money, but it is $8. So, you're paying $1 for every 10 pages. So I guess that's worth it in my opinion, right? All right, moving on now to number 9, and number 9 goes to Daredevil, Woman Without Fear. So this is issue 2 of the series. I really enjoyed the first book. Some people said it was kind of repetitive and it's something that we kind of already knew about, Elektra and whatnot. But for me, and for maybe readers that are not familiar with the character as much, I thought this was pretty cool as it went back into her history on how she wavered going between good and evil, how she fought and trained under Stick and then went and learned under the Hand, and then she was brought back to a certain point in her past that led her to Kraven the Hunter. And I'm like, wow, dude, I never expected Kraven the Hunter to make his appearance in this comic book. Like, what's the tie there, right? I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, Devil's Reign tie-in. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are enjoying Devil's Reign and if you're enjoying some of these tie-in books. 28 pages, $4. All right, next, coming in at number 8. This is Spawn, issue 326. And New York City is being destroyed by the appearance of a supervillain by the name of Sin. He is trying to bring Spawn out to unlock the dead zones, okay? So basically what Spawn did in the past was he locked these zones, so all these spawns are stuck right here on Earth. They can't go to hell and heaven. There's like no balance and shit like that, and all these people are kind of getting pissed off at Spawn, and now we got this guy, Sin, that's going after him. This has been a really good book. The Spawn universe has been well done. And again, you cannot beat the price of $2.99 comics. So like, I would go out and support that. I think even if I didn't enjoy the story all that much, because I want to show people that I want to support those cheaper books, maybe people will get some kind of hint that, $2.99 books can survive, right? And you can still have decent quality for them too. So this one is 24 pages, $2.99. All right, coming in at number 7. Now, this probably would have been higher on my list if I already did not know who the Queen Goblin is. That's right, guys. Issue 88 introduces the Queen Goblin. And if you saw the design sketch variant, it says AKA, it says Queen Goblin, AKA blah, blah, blah. Now, if you don't want to check that out, you don't have to see it. Now, I am showing the design variant on here, so just kind of like, don't look that way. But it does say who it's at. Why would they spill the beans like that? Maybe they just didn't want to make it this big secret. I don't know. Maybe they expect people to see the design variant. I don't know how they don't think that. But nevertheless, who is the Queen Goblin? For almost 60 years, Spider-Man has been defined by the goblins, and Ben Reilly has a brand new one of his own. So, very curious to see how this person did become this Queen Goblin and what the motives are. Almost gave it away. So, 28 pages, $4. All right, coming in at number 6, we have Detective Comics issue 1051. Being that you see the cover of this book, it might make sense on how everything has transpired in Arkham Asylum. Anyway, when it comes to Detective Comics, I really enjoyed the story of the whole Arkham Asylum tower being built and how it's crumbled down already a month into its existence. And I love seeing our Bat family investigate this whole operation before this really happened. And while they're investigating, you're starting to see the cracks happen, how things are starting to slowly fall apart, right? And you got to witness that at the very end in 1050. The artwork is really well done. I think Tamaki's writing is fun. I think this is a good story. Some people may argue and say it's a little bit boring. What's the point? You knew that Arkham Asylum was going to go bad. It never stays good. But It is what it is. I enjoy it. It's a weekly series, so it might be a little bit overwhelming for people, but I enjoy it. Like I said, 40 pages, $5. All right, moving on to number 5. We have a new Fantastic Four event. This is Fantastic Four Reckoning War issue 1. So, based off of the Kang story recently, you got to see a lot of things happening in the Marvel Universe in the year 2022. And the Reckoning War is one of those things. So supposedly this is 15 years in the making. And it says it all kicks off here. It's a time before the Kree Skrull or the Shi'ar empires, before the emergence of Galactus, before the birth of Asgard. There was the first war, the greatest war to ever rage across the multiverse. Today, it's reignited. This is the day of reckoning, and all that stands between all the reality and revenge from the dawn of time are the heroes of Earth, the Fantastic Four, the mind of Mr. Fantastic, starring FF, She-Hulk, Jack of Hearts, the Unseen, the Silver Surfer, and everyone in the whole damn Marvel Universe. So that's the description that it says. It says it's continued in Fantastic Four issue 40. This is 40 pages, $5. So this seems like this could be cool. It does definitely get you hyped up. I love how She-Hulk is making her appearance in here. We get to see Silver Surfer in here, and that's why you wind up getting to see the Jack of Hearts in the She-Hulk first issue. So there was a purpose behind that, right? I never even knew who that guy was. So let me know when Jack of Hearts made his appearance in comic books. But I'm looking forward to it. What do you guys think? I know a lot of you are burnt out on the Marvel events, right? Okay. So continuing on to number 4, which could be the best Spider-Man book there is. This is Savage Spider-Man issue 1. Here's the description that it gives. Spider-Man like you've never seen him before. Peter Parker finds himself at the middle of the biggest, most wide-ranging adventure he has ever had, and out the gate has turned him into the savage beast. Forget everything you know about Spider-Man. All rules and regulations are out the door, and Peter Parker may never be the same. We've read this story before, right? Come on, man. We saw Spider-Man become a monster in the original Amazing Spider-Man comic books, and now we have him as this savage Spider-Man. So what is going to be different about this book? Is he going to be dark? Is he going to be eating people? Like, I want to see something different out of this, right? So this book is 28 pages, $4. It could be intense. It could be a little gory. We'll see what happens with this one. I think Joe Kelly is the writer of this book. Okay, top 3 now. Coming in at number 3, I think you guys are going to be excited. This is Nocterra. This is issue 7. Pedal to the Metal, part 1. Lights, camera, action. Scott Snyder and Tony S. Daniels' rip-roaring hit series returns. Right? So we get Nocterra back, and it seems like it's been a long time. Yes, we did get that Blacktop Bill special, but it's not quite the same because you did not have Tony S. Daniels' artwork in there, right? And it just seemed like, yes, it gave us a little bit of Blacktop Bill. It scratched his surface, but it did not really go into the real in-depth, juicy details of the character. And I can't wait to see how this story continues, how we continue to develop our characters. I love this book. It was one of my favorite independent comic books in 2021. So again, looking forward to the continuation of Nocterra. Okay, so coming in at number 2, Batman is pretty close on top once again, and this is Batman issue 120, The Abyss Part 3. So we got the introduction to the Abyss. He made his appearance in the last issue. Is he tied to Bruce Wayne some way or another? We don't know. Obviously, he's a very mysterious character. You get Lex Luthor, who has made his appearance in this book, which is really cool too, because it's like we don't really see Lex and Superman. So it's like, okay, let's put Lex Luthor and Batman. That's just the next best thing. And it worked. Like, the interaction between the characters are so well done. But in the last issue, you definitely got to see this cool battle between the Abyss and Batman, and he gets lost in this darkness. Batman has this darkness in his eyes. You don't know what the Abyss's power set is like, and Batman just kind of seems like he's beside himself and doesn't know how to deal with it. So I was really hooked by the time we wound up getting to the end of the last page of the issue 119, and can't wait to read this one. This is really exciting. 40 pages, $5. Obviously, you do get probably the backup story in this. All right, so then what's my number one most anticipated comics for my birthday? And that is the Dark Knights of Steel issue 4. Now, this book is like contender of the year already, even though it started, I guess, last year and we're only in January. This story is so well written from Tom Taylor, as we have these medieval type of superheroes, right? Superman, Batman, Black Lightning, Wonder Woman, and we get to see all these things thrown at you on how these different factions work, and it looks like they're on a brink of war. And there's always this insane death at the end of each issue, and we get introduced to a new super character throughout this series. It's so emotionally driven, and in this issue, we are promised to learn more about Batman's history on how he became the character that he is in this world. Tom Taylor does it best when he writes these Elseworld stories, man. He just draws you into them. The artwork is so well done. I love this book, and this is number one by far, like out of all the other books out there. Like number 2 is really exciting, but it doesn't come close to number 1. This, not even a thought in my mind that this was number 1 this week. So yes, guys, 32 pages, $4. Don't forget about Dark Knights of Steel issue 4. And there you guys have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated comic books for February 2nd, 2022. Now on Friday, guys, I'm going to have my top 10 most anticipated indie comic books. Actually, it's not my most anticipated. It's actually yours most anticipated. So hopefully you guys will check that out to see which cool new indies are getting ready to come out. And of course, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any content from me. And speaking of the content, I'll leave you more content right here on what I thought of when it came to taping comic books. You never know how many opinions there are out there about it, but it's there for you to click on. And of course, guys, as always, keep buying, keep collecting, and most importantly, keep reading those comics. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.